Frank Lucas in the building.
Okay. All right. We are going to go live right now. Hey, how's it going, fellas? How are you doing? Hey, this is Uncle B, Brian, aka Uncle B, and we are going to get into it today. This evening, gentlemen. If you are ready to rock and roll, I am. Yes, indeed. We're going to be talking about some weed. And all the wonders therein, or maybe not. Maybe not. Hey, all right, what's going on, Ken? Tallahassee in the house. Yeah, if you are on, please go ahead and leave your name in the comment section. Let me know where you are coming in from. I'm assuming you can hear me. Let me know. Hey, what's going on, sir? Gio, Travis in the house. What's going on with you? All right, love it. All right, Alan. All right, Worcester Child in the house. Hey, welcome back, sir. Good to see you. Hey, just in case you do not know, my name is Brian, aka Uncle B, and for the last 20 years, I've been a men's performance coach with African Fly, the liquid aphrodisiac. And I get this question all the time: can I smoke weed? Is that good for my erections? Let's get into it. That's what we do around here. Just in case you don't know how we run things around here, we like to keep it 100. I like those subscribes. I like those hits. I like the likes. It helps us out immensely in terms of making sure this content reaches as many guys as possible because, hey, we need it. We need it in our lives. Hey, what's going on, Benny B? Stephen from Barbados in the house. Travis, Vermont in the house. All right. Damon, Orlando in the house, without a doubt. Okay. Yeah. A couple of quick things. We actually have something new. Let me go ahead and put it down here so you can see it. We're working with a new app so that you can connect to me personally. If you want to get, a personalized question, you want to get something, this is the quickest way for me to handle the number of people who try to get in contact with me. So I don't have to schedule things out. All I have to do is just, you can go into this app, go ahead and leave whether you want a text message, you want to do a video, you want to do some audio, you want to upload a file. And you can ask me questions and I can give you some personalized answers. I can just record it, send it right back to you. Boom, bap, there we go. You get your questions answered, and we can keep going on like that. All right. Coolness. Hey, who else we got in the house? Peterson from Miami, South Carolina in the house. Hey, what's going on, Louise? Vampire. Oh, you killed me with that vampire in the house. Love it, man. I love it. So yeah. So today we are going to be talking about that good old weed. It's become legal now. So, well, in some places, and definitely not in a lot of other places. So please be careful. I do want to say off the bat, no, weed is not good for you, et cetera, et cetera. You already know this, but we're adults around here. Some people like to partake, and they wonder if that's going to affect your sex drive, if that's going to affect your erections. Is that going to affect your testosterone? That's what we're going to talk about today, because the research is sort of iffy on some of the things. But I do want to talk about the differences in weed. I want to talk about the techniques that you need to understand when it comes to smoking and how to avoid getting kicked out of your place, getting kicked out of your hotel, and just breaking down the confusion and all the studies that are going on out there. And yeah, it's very important that you understand this so you don't make mistakes. Juan, all right. Medical cannabis for painkiller. Mm-hmm. Yep, we're going to answer that. Devin, what's going on? All right. New Jersey in the house. Jersey Jers in the house. Gotti Richie. Hey. All right. Still living the dream. Yes, indeed. Still living the dream. All right. So let's go ahead and get into it. What happens to your body when you smoke weed? This is what happens. The blood vessels in your arteries start to shrink. It does affect your hormones. It can cause inflammation. I mean, it is a flame. It is smoke going inside your body. Your body is going to react by getting inflamed. It can make you lazy, even if you think you're not. It can lower your memory and your learning, and it does lower your impulse control. So that's that hunger that something's like, I need to stay on my diet, but that donut is calling me. Literally, I can hear it. Yeah, that's that weed. It lowers your impulse control. So it does affect you when it comes to the sexual performance scale. You may think it doesn't, because we'll get into that right now, because it increases dopamine. That's the reward center in your body, and so you're thinking like, okay, this is what it, just I'm actually doing better. That's the reason why people smoke weed is for the way that it makes you feel. So music sounds better, TV looks better, you're thinking you have better thoughts, sort of. And it does lower inhibition. So when it comes to sex, a lot of people are like, oh, okay, we get to sex and you start doing things that you normally wouldn't do. Yeah, all of these things, the reason why you're thinking that weed does make everything better. In actuality, that's just your brain making it think everything is going better. One study showed daily smokers had 20% more sex than those who didn't. Lowered inhibitions. Yeah, and yeah, they probably weren't working as much. Had more time on their hands. So, and the thing to understand is that this isn't anything new. Weed has been used for centuries in India, China, the Germanic tribes, Africa. Yeah, it's weed. It's been here for a long time. It's been used for a long time. All the studies say that we need more studies. And in the U.S., that's because for a long time it was a schedule. What is that? Schedule C. Yeah, Schedule C. So basically, it was put in a category of like heroin. It's like you couldn't do studies on it because it was considered an illegal drug. So yeah, Jarius, what's going on with you? Hey, you all good, bro? We got you. Let me say, now here's the thing. The reason why the studies can be sort of confusing is because you're dealing with weed, and there's THC and there's CBD. So the THC is the part of the drug that really gives you that high. The CBD is the part that is more healthy for you. That's the reason why you have all these CBD oils coming out, CBD this, CBD that. They're doing everything with CBD. It's a wonderful, healthy thing. But the vast majority of people who understand weed for the pleasure of it, they're going for that THC. Now, here's the problem. Too much THC will affect your sex drive and can eventually lead to erectile dysfunction. Once again, all of those things I mentioned earlier about, is narrowing is causing problems with your arteries and your veins. The veins in your penis are the smallest in your body. So it's going to be affected. And the high THC is new. Back in the day when Dizzy Gillespie, all of the greats who were smoking weed, playing jazz, all that good stuff, it was balanced. It was actually probably more CBD. So you got a little bit of the THC, but you could function. Now they have, they got all these names for it. There's like Manushkin Thunderfuck and all these. Everybody just, you go into these weed shops, the names that they have for these things are just incredible. Yeah, they got that one. What is that? Smack Your Mama? I don't know. They just be making up stuff. So, but the THC levels are high. So back in the days, reefer days, that's when it was more balanced. And the thing is, people react to the THC differently. So some people get paranoid. Some people get very relaxed. Some people get very happy and talkative, and really it depends on the weed. So different strains do different things. Even the THC is can match. Some people just feel it differently. It's a plant. The plant isn't here to be smoked. The plant is here to grow. So the plant isn't concerned about you. It's just trying to do its thing. We just use it the way that we use it. So the aphrodisiac qualities of cannabis seems to occur in low to moderate doses. So there was a guy in the comment section from the video that released, and this is what we do. We do release a video every Thursday. Now we do the release at 1 p.m. And of course, I come on at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to talk about that video. So the guy was asking, he was basically saying that, before he wanted to have sex or something like that, and I think he had some sort of pain that he wanted to deal with, he just take a quick hit, and that was it. For those guys who like trying to get high, you don't function as well. I mean, just be honest. You may think you do, but no, you don't. And that too much THC can cause some people to get so tired. So if you're smoking it, you or your lady, you're smoking it, and some people just want to go to sleep afterwards. So if you have too high of that THC, it's going to cause you to have problems. Having sleepy sex isn't fun. So yeah, if you're going to smoke it, just go ahead and get that little jump start. Nowadays you can go into the stores and you can see the THC, the CBD balance. And so, you want to get something that's balanced so you don't have to worry about falling asleep. And ask, there are some formulas that they say are better for you when it comes to being an aphrodisiac. So, Louis Hernandez, Panama Red and a California Sensimedia. Woo! You ain't waking up the next day, player. Hey, just for fun, fellas, go ahead in the comment section. Give me the names of the weed that you are aware of. Just let me know. What do you know? Yeah, Gotti Rich. It can cause arteriosclerosis and coronary arteries plaque blockage. Yep. Yeah. And going on that plant base is going to help. It's going to help you out. So let's go ahead. So yeah, smoking is the best delivery system in terms of it getting into your system as quickly as possible. They have the vape pens. Are those still out with the weed? Yeah, they have the vape pens with the weed. You do want to be careful. That's a new formula that has been on the planet for less time than you've been alive. So you don't know what's going to end up happening years into the future. So you want to be careful with that. And let me just say it straight out. Weed is not a cure-all. It's not like, I've been lazy. I haven't been doing the things that I'm supposed to do to help out with my erections. I'm just going to smoke some weed and that's going to make it better. Nah. Maybe when you were 20, maybe, but nah, it's going to actually cause more problems. So, and daily use, do not be a weed head. This is a public service announcement. Do not be a weed head. You're thinking like, oh yeah, this is better thoughts, and you'll write some what you think is some dope poetry. Then you realize that this is some crap, So it depends. Everybody's different, but there we go. So all right, let me go ahead and give you Gorilla Glue. Woo, that's not a good name for weed. Gorilla Glue. All right, Ra. All right. All right, Lamar, I got you on that question. We're going to hit you on that. Yeah. Of course, we're going to get to you too, Juan. All right. So Let your uncle give you some game right quick. If you're going to smoke in a hotel or in an apartment or a rental, please understand that they can evict you, that they can put you out. You have to remember most places, the law is still up in the air. We're not on the federal level. It's still a Schedule C. It's still, I'm not sure what the law is on the federal level, but basically, because they keep saying they're going to change stuff, then they don't change stuff. But basically, when it comes down to it, for for owners of buildings, they don't care. They like, we just don't want you smoking up our buildings regardless. And so they will evict you from your apartment, even if you say you have, if you have a medical cannabis card. The fair housing laws don't even recognize that. So you have to be very careful with that. Of course, if there's anybody wedding cake, skunk weed. Okay, man. All right. I know that smells. That's that loud pack. Huh. So yeah. And so, yeah, you have to be careful. So here's some things you can do. So if you decide to partake, I'm not saying you should at all, but inside of an apartment or anywhere, here are some things to do so that you don't have to worry about getting caught. First of all, use a bowl. I don't have a bowl, but for those guys who, you smoke weed, you probably know exactly what I'm talking about. You go to the gas station, it's a little bowl. It's about that big. Basically, you put a small amount of weed in there and then you can smoke it. And so there's less weed, there's less smoke, and you can actually cover, the smoke from coming back out. So you actually smoke a lot less weed, and you have a lot less smoke. So way less smoke. And so you don't have to worry about that smell, because really that's what it is. And when we're talking about weed smoke, it is smoke. One of the first senses that you have is your smell. And if smelling smoke is like, well, that's just a natural sense, because we're human. And if smoke, there's fire, and we want to avoid fire. So people are very can smell smoke very quickly. And if you're using like a blunt, or even just the white boys, the white papers, then you're going to run into problems with those too, because they allow all of that smoke to come out. And especially with the blunt, the other thing to remember is that it is a leaf. It's supposed to be a leaf that is wrapped in, but that leaf has been given different chemicals to make it preserved, so it can stay from wherever it was farmed from and get to the gas station or wherever you're getting it from, and then sitting in your house for 2 to 3 days before you get around to it. So yeah, it's not supposed to last. It's a leaf. It's not supposed to last that long. So you want to be careful with that. When you're using the papers, there's less chemicals in it, but it's still paper. Yeah. So here's the first thing: put a towel under the door so that you can make sure the smoke is not going out into the hallways or anything like that. Even better, go into the bathroom. And go into the bathroom, you turn the shower on, turn the hot shower on. The steam starts going up. If you're smoking in there, the steam will catch the smoke and bring it down. It's still going to smell in the bathroom, so you will still want to put a towel under that door. And of course, you don't want to overdo it in there either, because you can still run into issues. And another thing that you can do is just get a small fan and sit by a window. So as soon as the smoke comes out, you just make sure that it's hitting that fan stream and it's going straight out the window. So during summer times, maybe people can smell it outside, but that's at least you're not worried about them smelling it in the hallway coming in to get you. So let me go ahead and wrap this up right quick. Empire wisdom. I like that. All right. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, Louise. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Put that under the door. Crush tobacco with weed. Woo, no. You inhale. Inhaling smoke, tobacco smoke is. I made the mistake of trying that before. Nah, I learned the first time. So no. There we go. Cookies. You call it cookies? Okay. Got that cookie weed. So let's go ahead and wrap it up. Smoking weed is not healthy for you, especially with the high THC and or overconsumption. Medical research is not sure about how it affects you, but it does have bad effects on your body. Smoking weed is not good for you. It's just for that THC you're looking for to so it can get into your brain, and you're thinking, that the music sounds good, she looks sexier, you feel more. That's all it is. And of course, be careful of smoking in enclosed areas. You want to get that towel under the door. Now you can go to the door, get that non-stanky weed. Ask ask your weed pharmacist about that non-stanky weed. Put the towel on the door, use the shower technique, and of course, get the fan, put it by the window, and just let it go straight out the window. So yeah, there we go. All right. So now we're going to go ahead and get into those questions. Once again, guys, if you could do me that favor and go ahead, hit that, become a subscriber, hit the like button, hit the notification bell. As you do see, I am now offering the service with personalized advice. If you'd like to get that personalized advice. Yeah. And also we do have now the super chat. So if you want to be recognized, if you'd like to support the channel, support what we're doing, I'd greatly appreciate that. Okay. And so with that, I see we got a whole bunch of questions. So we're going to get into it. All right. So Juan, Mr. Vasquez, going on medicinal cannabis soon for painkiller. Will this interfere with my erections? Okay. If it's medicinal, I will highly assume that there's a lot more CBD than the THC in there. So you're going to be okay from that method. And also, I guess the question is, are you smoking it or they're giving you a consumable? So if it's a consumable, it's less stress on your lungs, less stress on your arteries. But yeah, it's still weed. It's still something. The preference is that you not have that pain at all. I'm not sure what the pain is. But look for. This is the thing I say for anything. Look for a more natural way to get away from that pain. I've had pains before, and now I do yoga every morning. I'm talking about from 10 to 20 minutes. Huge difference. Okay. Divine Island, I was wondering if you still have the African fly code. You know what? Just because you asked, my brother. Bizal. Let's go ahead. It's right down there on the bottom screen. Okay. Let me see. What other questions do we have? So yeah, the code is AF15, so to take 15% off. All right, Lamar J. Frequent masturbation and porn have effect on size performance in the long run. Thanks, man. Much love to you too. Yeah. In terms of size, no. Because it's a use it or lose it situation down there. So you want to use your penis. You want that blood flow down there. But in terms of performance, it can have especially with the porn aspect of it. Humans have been masturbating since they were humans. That's just the way we roll. But when it comes to what we have right now in terms of porn, it's just an overwhelming load of porn. Think about it. If you watch porn, you've probably seen more women naked than you've seen alive. So the issue is that when you're looking at that screen and you're associating, the dopamine inside of your brain is associating what's on the screen with the level of pleasure. And so once you're with a real human being, you may get to a point where it's like your brain is like, this isn't enough stimulation. And so then you're running to a performance issue because you won't get the erection that you're looking for. Because you're sitting there thinking, well, they got, it's supposed to be 3 women and in a unicorn or something like that. It's you just got one person and yeah. So you have to be careful with that. I always say, if you're going to masturbate, just use your memory. Just, go off your memory. And so that way you're not worried about anything else. Okay. All right. Hope that answers your question, Lamar. Uh, hmm Hold on one second. Let me get this straightened out. Oh, there we go. Yep, I'm still here. All right. Yep, don't worry, fellas. They will come back on the screen. Let's see. Um, Yep. If you can't see me, now you can. All right. Um, Bright. Well, I don't smoke, but I have issues with uh, one getting a throat cancer when you smoke. How about boiling it and adding to a tea bag to it? Okay. Um, all right. If you're worried about throat cancer, then no, don't smoke anything. Um, that's of course that's not going to be helpful. And they have tinctures, they're weed tinctures, so when you say boiling it, it's not actually helping. Tincture is like exactly what African fly is. For you guys who don't know, African fly is an all natural liquid aphrodisiac. I am the men's performance coach with African fly, so that's how I came across all this information and like studying it and like coaching. But um, when it comes down to it, you can just get a weed tincture. So what they'll do is they'll take the weed and they'll strain it in alcohol, let it sit for 2 weeks. I mean, it's a whole process to it. With weed, it's a little bit more complicated uh, because it's a different type of plant. But yeah, you can use it that way, and so therefore you don't have to worry about the smoke side of it. It does have an effect on you, and it just affects you in different ways. When you're doing the edibles or consumables or something like that, it just takes a little bit longer, so you have to be more careful. Some people there have been so many stories of somebody does a weed brownie and the person's like eating it. It's like, I don't feel anything. Let me eat some more. Let me eat some more. Next thing you know, they stuck. They just like, this is great, but I can't move. That's what happens. So, uh-huh. All right, Bright. Hope that answers your question. Ra. Yeah, I think we talked about that. What about blend crushed tobacco with weed? Nah. No, 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 no. Do not inhale tobacco. That's horrible. You will feel it immediately. No joke. What's the best tea for blood flow? There are a bunch of teas for blood flow. Let me see. What would be the best tea for it? I'm not sure there's an actual best tea for it. I mean, basically, all teas are going to help you in one way or another. That in every way, everything about being healthy is about blood flow. Your body is mostly water, so if things aren't flowing, then you need to correct that. Most importantly, so I would say like I've been taking an ashwagandha tea lately, and I like it. I mean, but there's teas for everything. So there are teas for sleep, teas for fasting. So um, I can't answer you directly. I don't know one that's just like that. All right. Sorry, I couldn't be more specific there. Willie Mills, is an alkaline diet better than a vegan vegetarian diet? When you say alkaline diet, I'm not sure. Yeah, yeah. I mean, what does that consist of? Because if you're eating something that's dead, there's going to be some acid going on. So, um, we are designed to eat. Humans are designed to eat fruits and vegetables, beans, seeds, legumes. We can eat, obviously we can eat a whole bunch of other things, but when you're saying an alkaline diet, if that's still including dead stuff, I don't care if it's Doritos or whatever meat, it's going to be a problem. I mean, I understand. Sometimes I've been accused of I've been accused of being too harsh. Like, you should only eat plants. I understand. It's a process of switching over, but and also you have to be careful with even vegan food because that's just highly processed plants, and that is supposed to be a stopgap. It's supposed to stop you from eating dead stuff, but even the processed plant food is still dead. So it's going to cause some problems in the long run. So there we go. Yeah, move towards plants and vegetables. Um, that'll put your body back in balance. Your body already knows what to do. Your body runs optimally off of plant fibers. Okay. Let's see. I got Bright is aha. Is the Jamaican Luis Hernandez, Mr. Hernandez, is the Jamaican Cmos a good type Found some at farmers market. Yeah, you do want to be careful though. Um, where they getting it from, where they sourcing it from is just like any new. Let me not call it a fad. People have been taking CMOS for years. And it's going back centuries, but you have to be careful in terms of like where you're getting it from, where they're sourcing it from. How is the water? Is the water in any way contaminated? Things of that nature. There's some the person who I worked with, who I got my CMOS from. You can go to his website. It is mi-earth.com. mi-earth.com. I'm taking this CMOS. It's wonderful. And he's I wouldn't say a fanatic, but he's very serious about the sourcing, where it's coming from, how it's packaged, how it's sent to you. It's sent through the mail to me, but it's, in a refrigerated pack so that, it keeps its freshness. Okay. So yeah, Jamaican Cmos, just be careful where you're getting it from. Mm-hmm. Nathan the Noob, do you recommend intermittent fasting to men that are already skinny? Yes, it's a question of what is your goal? So if your goal is to, um, I'm assuming your goal isn't to lose weight, but if your goal is to get healthier, then intermittent fasting does help. If your goal is to get to a certain look, like you want to build and get more weight on, then no, it's not as healthy. But here's the thing. There are skinny people who die of a heart attack, and it's the same process. So if the inside of your body has been overwhelmed with just what you've been eating, the way you've been treating it, all of this kind of stuff, then you're going to run into the exact same problems that a heavier person has. It's just that your metabolism allows you to eat more and burn it off faster. Heavy people's metabolism is actually more efficient. You're supposed to hold on to the weight, but we just have so much food that's going on. So yeah, you can do that and be good. So just don't take it too far. All right. Clint, what's the best herb for acid reflux? I'm not sure there's a great herb for actually. To be honest, I don't know the answer to that. But I would say this: acid reflux is basically your body telling you to stop eating. So what is happening is you've been consuming some stuff, and now you have a lot of stuff in your stomach, and there isn't enough acid to break it down. So your body needs to take more time to break down the food that's there. So if you're putting more food in, well, it has to generate more acid. And what'll happen is it'll go up, and I forgot that flap, that valve that stops food from coming back up. It'll overpower it, and I've had acid reflux. It's horrible. One thing the old maids old wives' tale or something like that. However you say it. Basically, drinking apple vinegar. Because it's very acidic. If you take that apple vinegar, it'll assist your body in terms of creating more acid. But at the same time, once again, the most important thing to do is just not eat more food and pay attention to what you were eating to begin with. Whatever it was, your body doesn't agree with it. It can't break it down. And so if you have acid reflux, intermittent fasting is going to be very good for you. You just have to stop it. And I remember that taste that comes. Yeah, get rid of that. Get rid of that. All right. I got to move this so I can see these questions. Yeah. Hold on one second, fellas. All right. Uh-huh. Urologist Juan, urologist recommended getting some type of shot for erection dysfunction. Do you know what that is? I'm not sure what that is. I question that type of. Whenever you have an erection issue, is because, or almost any health issue, is because of a pattern of things that you're doing. You have to fix that pattern. Even if you take African fly, and which can help guys, it can move you up the sexual performance scale by itself. However, it can't overtake a bad pattern. So if you're eating bad, you don't get good sleep, you don't exercise, you don't do intermittent fasting, you don't give your body a break at all, and you're highly stressed. If you're somewhere hitting those 5 things, then the shot's not going to matter. So what they're actually doing is just taking care of the symptom, not taking care of the cause. You make more money passing out the symptom. So if you take care of the cause, it's you have to do work. You have to figure out that pattern of things that you're doing wrong, and deal with it. And in fact, that is something that I'm working on. I've talked about the ECS system: energy, sleep, exercise, intermittent fasting, and your soul. And we're coming out with a course that basically breaks all that stuff down and gives you a game to play. So daily, you can sort of score yourself on how you're doing, and it'll help you go up the downward spiral. So if you're having erection issues, you're going down the downward spiral. You want to go back up. You want to start going up so you can get your erections back, your life back. All right. Bright asks, walking 3 to 5 miles better than going to the gym. To a point, yeah. And the reason why I say that, and this is something I've learned recently, it's called low intensity interval training. Low intensity. So it's walking. So the thing with walking is that your body we're all designed to walk. And so when you're walking, your body's going to start looking at the fat stores to get energy from, because you're moving, but you're not using your muscles in a very exertive way. And so your blood, your body is going to either burn fat, or it's going to burn carbs. And so when we say carbs, we're talking about sugar in your body. So your body has sugar in the blood, so things can work. And it also stores sugar in your muscles. So if you need to be activated, take off running, it's there. So it's like, well, okay, you can walk for a long time. We're not going to use the sugar that's in the muscles, because if a lion comes along and you need to take off running, you can't have burned through all of that energy. So that's the reason why you see even professional bodybuilders, they will work out really hard, lift very hard, and then do a lot of walking. So, and I had to tell my father that he was right the entire time, because, everybody else is running around going to the gym and all this stuff. And my man just walks 3 to 5 miles a day. He doesn't do it as often now. He's just older, retired. But yeah, he used to do that. He was slim. Everybody else in the family got bigger. He stayed slim. So it does work. And it keeps you healthy. There's a lot less stress on your body and all that good stuff. So yeah, there you go. And so there are a lot of things that people don't think about when it comes to your health. The number one thing to do is to look at that pattern and see how you can improve. I mean, that's why I say, so here, get better every day. And that's, just take that one extra step. They talk about the 1% rule. It's like you get 1% better every day. So pick something. And it's like, okay, if I have a problem going to sleep, so that 1% could be, okay, let me think about it more. Let me do yoga before I get into the bed. Let me stretch before I get into the bed. When you do something like that, your body is still all night long. You're still limber. So you want to just keep on getting better every time. And once you start getting that pattern, once you start looking at your food, how you can get better, it makes a huge difference. It makes a huge difference. So, all right. Woo. We don't have any questions. This is new. This is new. Hey, I appreciate it though. I appreciate everybody being on here, asking those good questions, because that's what we do. Once again, if you do want to get personalized information from me, you can go to the Wizio app. Brian Ayers, and you'll be able to just ask me questions directly. And we'll make sure to I'll make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. Just a very easy way to do that. And of course, there are a lot of guys who see some of the videos. It's like go ahead, take a look at some more of the videos. We are now over 170 videos. That's insane to me. And we have a huge number of subscribers. And hey, I appreciate everybody who's who subscribed. I appreciate everybody who hops on here. And the thing that I like about this is that we have guys who are being consistent, and that's important because we're getting a lot of bad information. And hey, I like giving out the good information, but it takes time. I mean, I'm just like you guys, living life, and it was like, yeah, I worked at McDonald's, I worked at IHOP, I worked at Sizzlers, and it's like all this food that just not the greatest for you, and it does pile up, and it's sort of like you have to switch over from needing to worry about those type of things, needing to worry about getting sick. I mean, one thing that I do enjoy now, and for those guys who don't know my story, been working with African Fly for the past 25 years, something like that. And when I was younger, taking African Fly, no problem. Everything was great. Didn't have to worry about erection issues or anything like that. Hit my 30s, 35. Then it was like, oh, things are not as good. But I still got African Fly. Hit my 40s, and it was like, yo, the wall hit. I think around 45. That's when things just started. I was bad with it. Down the street from the fast food joints, and just took my liberties. It wouldn't go and McDonald's open 24/7. It's like hungry at 12 o'clock at night. Go get some food, and it all added up. Next thing I know, I'd hated waking up in the morning because my feet would hurt, my knees would hurt, my shoulders would hurt. Just being out of shape, couldn't jog like a block. It was bad. It was bad. So you do. Once I started realizing that, making the changes, getting to sleep, losing some weight, still got some more weight to lose, but just making the changes in terms of being healthier. I'm now glad to say I go to the doctor. All of my everything is good. All the blood is where all the blood tests, everything is in the range that it's supposed to be. And just to be able to say I have no problems. I get up in the morning. I have one last thing I'm taking a look at. Got a little. I wake up in the morning. I got a little hip pinch. I don't know what it is. I'm actually going to the chiropractor tomorrow. Something may be out of alignment. I want to find out what it is so I can get it fixed. So yeah, we want to keep doing that. All right. Hey Juan, you're so welcome. You got it, Bright. Barbados in the house. All right. Benny, do you recommend eating goji berries and Brazilian nuts every day? I don't see a problem with it. The Brazilian nuts, though, if you have a weight issue, you want to be careful with that. Your nuts tend to you just a handful. You don't want to go bananas with it. The goji berries, hey, knock yourself out. Also, it's like with any food, you just don't want to go overboard with it. Okay. Yep. All right. Thanks for putting that in there, Nikki. I just saw the meat earth in there. All right. So yeah. All right. It looks like we're good. Anybody got any questions? Go ahead and hit me up right now. I don't mind hopping off a little bit early because I do like getting my sleep. I'm telling you. After doing that, I sort of knew this, but after checking out, and I'm just going to let you guys know if you have issues with sleep. There's a TEDx, TEDx speech that was done, and the guy was talking about sleep. You can look that up on YouTube. And the studies that they have done is just amazing in terms of like, if you only get 4 hours of sleep, you're literally going to do worse on tests, like 40%. Like, the difference between getting an A and daggone near failing. That's what happens to your memory and things like that. So, yep. Hey, I appreciate that, Jose. Learned a lot on this channel. Good. Hey, I like sharing the information. And more live videos. We'll see. We'll see. It takes a little energy to do this, but I like doing it though. So yeah, there we go, fellas. There we go. Bright. Is a banana a source of penicillin? Is a banana? Not in particular. I mean, there's nothing wrong with eating bananas. They're relatively healthy. They have, some good aspects to it. But in order for you to get to penis enlargement, on the sexual performance scale, a scale of 1 to 10, 10 means everything works. 1 means you need to be going to the hospital. You need to be at an 8, 9, or 10. So when we're at an 8, 9, or 10, we're talking about you have erections on demand. That's roughly an 8. Uh, uh, so erections on demand. Then we have spontaneous erections. That's a 9, and morning erections. That's a 10. So if you are starting to have those, then you have enough blood flow. You have enough testosterone to start the process of increasing your size roughly 20 to 30%. And that's because, and what I'm saying is, it's not like, those penis pill things that grow 4 inches in 4 hours or whatever they're saying. No, no, that doesn't work. But, in terms of having enough blood flow so that you have stronger, harder, longer erections, right? And when I say longer, I mean time period. That means that you're getting the blood flow down there so you can get to the largest size you can possibly be. Okay. All right, Mr. Hernandez, the old vampires got to go. Okay. Hey, I appreciate you. Got that question. How does African flower work? Okay, African flower does 2 things to your body. It increases your blood flow and it helps increase your testosterone. It's like a testosterone salad. Um, so if you're continuing to take African flower, we recommend taking it 3 times a day, morning, afternoon, early evening. What you're going to do is over a period of time, and for some people, just depending on where you are, if you're a 7, you'll probably notice a 7 on the sexual performance scale. You probably notice a difference immediately. If you're a 5 or 6, you're going to have to do some other things because you're on that downward spiral. You need to change up what you're eating, how you're sleeping, your exercise, your intermittent fasting, and your stress level, your soul. So uh, yeah, you're going to have to get those things in order so that African fly can actually help you better. But you can't sell something for 21 years if it doesn't work. And we have a very low return rate, very low refund request rate. All right. Juan, does watching too much TV stop you from sleeping well? Uh, well, it can. It depends on what time you're looking at it. So, what you want to do to calm your brain down, because we're not supposed to be getting this amount of light at night. What happens in the natural world before all this stuff, the phones and TV, it got dark. You had no choice but to go to sleep. So, 2 things would happen. 1, it was dark. 2, it was cooler. So, you would go to sleep. Now that we have the TV, we have a level of overstimulation. So, whether it's your phone, whether it's your TV, if you're sitting there looking at it like roughly an hour before you go to sleep, you have a lot of stimulation. You have that light. That's the reason why for your phone they have blue light apps. So it will block out the blue light. And the reason for that is because your brain is taking in that light and thinking like, oh, this is from the sun, so I should still be awake. And so it won't start the process of turning you off. So you'll go to sleep. So what could happen, especially for those guys who like to go to sleep with the TV on, don't do that. Don't do that, because even when you close your eyes, the light is still coming through. And even, just lights around you, whether it be your alarm clock light or some other, light from the light outside your window or something like that coming through, right there in between your eyes is pineal gland. Sorry. And so basically it's what people call the third eye. It's receiving that light signal and it's not allowing you to get that full sleep. So you want your area to be as dark as possible. That way you get much better sleep. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yes, increased brain activity. Yes, indeed. All right. 2 trill. I like that. 2 trill for you, bruh. Got my African fly in the mail today. Oh, you are so welcome. You're so welcome. Hey, use it in health. Use it in health. All right. Uh, Bright as, is it necessary to sleep 8 hours or 5 to 6 hours enough for blood flow? You actually want to get as much sleep as you possibly can. When I say much sleep, we're talking about 8 hours. And that's because, with so many other things going on, we need to give our bodies enough time to restore itself. So, the way to look at sleep is to look, it's a repair work. So what will work better? A car that was, repaired constantly, or a car that, by someone who knew what they were doing, or a car that you just ran constantly, and then all of a sudden it's like only when it needs a repair do you take care of it. So the more that you're taking care of your body in terms of allowing it to rest, I mean, two things are happening. One, you're not eating, so you're fasting, so your body repairs itself while it's fasting. And also while you're sleeping, it does a huge amount of repair. In fact, the research is showing that when you get the more sleep you're getting, the more your immune system goes up. The less sleep you get, if you're only getting like 4 hours of sleep, your cancer cells increase throughout your body. So you want to definitely make sure you're getting that level of sleep. Yep. So yeah, try to get, if you're 5 or 6, go to 7. Once you get to 7, go to 8. So Thomas Jackson. Thanks, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Okay. Coolness. Looks like we have we questioned out. All right. All right. So all right. Of course, that's always a good question. Devin, how long does a guy over the 5 rating will it take to get back up after a round? I'm sorry. Are you mean after a round of sex? Hold on. Let me make sure I'm reading this right. How long does a guy over the 5 rating will it take to get back up after a round? Okay. I'm just going to go with what I think you're saying. So if you have a 5 rating, that means that you're on a sexual performance scale. You're right there at that edge. You go over 4, that means you're just basically unreliable. And so if you're slipping down to a 4, then it becomes much more difficult. Takes a lot more preparation, a lot more foreplay to even just get close to an erection. And sometimes it's not even a full hard erection. So getting back up in terms of having another round of sex, if you're at a 5, then it's going to take longer, because when you're 2 things happen when you ejaculate, or when you have an orgasm. Those are 2 separate things, but I won't go into that. But when you ejaculate, one, the bursting and burning testosterone is what fuels your erection. So, you ejaculate, your testosterone levels go down for a brief period of time called a refractory period. And also when you ejaculate, your that's zinc that's leaving out. So your body has to take time to restore. So if you're at a higher level, if you're at 8, 9, or 10, then it takes a shorter refractory period. You have more testosterone, you have more stores of zinc, your body's just ready to get back up and go more. But if you're around a 5, it's going to be, it was hard getting the first erection. So getting to the second one is just going to take longer. And fellas, just let's be real. The older you get, the longer it's going to take to get back up if you're not taking care of yourself. So if you're having issues now, you will have issues later on. Get it taken care of. Wow. What are the effects of opioids when it comes to erections? You soon won't be having one. Basically, your body's going to identify opioid as a poison, because that's what it is. And so you keep putting poison into your body, of course, at some point it's going to affect you in ways that you don't want it to. So I've never seen like a crackhead fully functional. So they're thinking about other things other than I stand corrected. At some point, he wasn't a crackhead. A crackhead is really? Oh, okay. We have some debate about this. All I can say is that it's not good for you. It's not good. Yeah, it's going to come back to get you regardless. So you want to avoid that. Bright. Hey, I appreciate that. Order the African fly. Hey, I love it. Good health to you, sir. Good health to you. All right. Yeah. So yep. So let me just go ahead and say, we have some more videos coming out. Of course, every Thursday we're releasing a video at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then I go live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Once again, if you want to hit me up personally, I can take you on that Wizio app, answer your questions. Uh, Noomba, weed is like Viagra to me. Got the camera issue there right quick. We'll be back. We're right back. Okay. Weed is like Viagra to me. Yeah. Yeah. For some guys it is. Once again, don't take it too far. You take it too far, weed is gonna be that's not gonna be the issue. That is not gonna be the issue. Uh oh, okay. Missed that. All right, Devin. I guess you missed it. Let me give you the shortened version of it. You can go back, Devin, if you subscribe to the channel. You can go to the channel. I released a video that gives you a 10-minute explanation of what happens. Let me give you the short version. Weed, especially if it has a high THC level, is going to affect your erections in a negative way over the long term. Weed is a poison to your body. You are inhaling smoke, so it's not healthy for you. But it does have that psychological effect of, it just it's not a stimulant, but it functions in terms of just making you the music sounds better, the feel and touch of things are better. But hmm? Yeah, everything seems better, and then you run into issues later on. So if you're going to smoke weed, yeah, like Nuba said, only in small portions. Just you want to get that little hit and have fun. Don't smoke alone. Um, Smoke with somebody and have fun with it. So yeah. But yeah, for those guys who have questions on the channel, um, we have all types of videos that cover everything from FAP or no FAP, erections, testosterone, foods that you should eat, things that you should avoid, what type of exercises to do. Woo! We covered the gamut of it. It's 170 videos. So yeah, you do want to check that out. Thanks for that. Um, we got the link right there for you, sir. So you can go ahead and check out the video. Uh, that is how we get down. Uh-huh. Mm, Tanya. All right. What would cause a man to have an orgasm while flaccid as well as within two pumps? You are sexy as hell. Okay. It's, uh mm, yeah, he's been turned on for a while. That's very strong. Um well, flaccid in two pumps. That's an interesting one. Something else is going on there. Uh-huh. So yeah, so basically, yeah, we do have a video where we talk about premature ejaculation. So premature ejaculation is just having an ejaculation before you want to, or before your partner wants you to. So if it's just two pumps, there's some other things that are going on. So a level of excitement is there, a lack of control is there. So some guys, it's like, yeah, you actually have to use masturbation to your benefit in terms of like learning how to control yourself. And there are some techniques that you can use in terms of controlling yourself during the act of having sex, so that you just know where you are. So to the point that if while you're having sex, it's like, hey, if you have to back up and start using other things, it's like, oh yeah, back out, grab something else, use your hands, use some other techniques to get the process going, so you can get yourself back together and get back to it. So hope that answered your question, Tanya. Definitely two. You said that's what I'm saying. Two pumps. That's extra. Woo, girl, you doing something to this, bruh. Yeah, Nuba said he was probably watching porn in the bathroom before he got started. Yes, something was going on. That's special. Nuba also asks, does temporary fat affect your stamina? Affect your stamina? I don't think those two things actually really go together. Because when you're masturbating, it's up to you. So you can control your level of excitement. You control the movement and everything like that. If you're so your stamina that's different. Um, if you're having a stamina issue, you can take African fly. For African fly, part of increasing your testosterone is increasing your stamina. So we have guys who take African fly and go running, lift weights, do things like that. So yeah. Antonio, she got that wop wop. That's what that is. Woo! All right, all right. So yeah, thanks, Devin. Yeah, for those guys who haven't done so yet, please go ahead and hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We got a lot of lessons in there in the channel for you. And once again, if you want some personal advice from me, we have the link down there, thewizio.com / Brian _airs. Okay. Uh Devin, no foreplay. Yes, no foreplay. Tanya, stop with the foreplay. You messing dude up, my man. Just you're gonna have issues. Just with it, whatever you doing to this man. Okay. All right. All right, guys, we're coming across that 10 o'clock hour. Thank you so very much for hopping on with me. We'll be back next week at Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. New video coming out next Thursday, also at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hey, I appreciate everybody. I appreciate the love. This is what we do. So, yeah. Thanks a lot, and we'll be talking to you later on. This is Uncle B saying, get your game up and go hard. Peace out. Peace. Peace, Larry.